everyone. Welcome to the Soapfire podcast. Today we have a very special guest. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. We talk about you all the time on Soapfire. So Soapfire is brought to you by Je-Ree Reviews Media, and we have Mr. Carson Boatman. Welcome.
Oh, hello. How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thank you for coming and being here with
You.
us.
Yes, so excited to talk to you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got some.
likewise. My pleasure.
Of
I'm
course.
going to jump right in, okay?
Go
Let's
ahead,
do
do it,
it.
girl.
Because Ashley and I have different views on this. I just know Johnny better not be the one that shot EJ, okay?
Okay.
And I am the one who is hoping that it is because I think it would be so juicy if it was Johnny. So this is where we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. And of course, with soap operas, he can get out of it. Like,
No, I don't
Yeah.
want him shooting anyone. What do you want? What do you want, Carson?
What do I want? Well, I think EJ deserves it. Um, as far as in the soap universe it goes. I don't, in real life we can't just go around murdering
I was
everyone
gonna
who
true.
makes us, But if we're speaking in terms of the soap universe, I think EJ has it coming.
Agreed.
But Yeah, look, I think it would be a juicy story as well if Johnny did it.
Mm.
See?
I'm gonna be a politician here and play both sides. I'm gonna I do think it would be a juicy story. I also, for just the sake of Johnny's his character's integrity, I
Mhm.
hope that it wasn't him. Um, but either one, I think you can. There's plenty to play off of.
You can't lose. He's going to be conflicted either way. If he did
Exactly.
it, he's going to be conflicted, feeling guilt, shame. And then
Yeah.
if he didn't, oh my God, my father shot. So definitely understand that.
Mhm.
I don't want him to do it. I just forgave him for Johnny's mess. I cannot
I
forgive
know that
him
was
for
that was a
shooting.
mess too, wasn't it? That was a mess.
It's such a mess. I mean, nothing really happened though. So this is why I give Johnny a pass. Okay, like they didn't
Yeah,
sleep together. Okay, granted he shouldn't have did anything, no kissing, no nothing. But
yeah.
like, all right. But I'm
I
just
I
I'm
do feel I feel if you go all the way back, I I mean, yeah, no, he shouldn't have done it, but I do feel given the circumstances that he thought to be true, you could see why somebody would act out in that way, maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah, he definitely felt really bad about it. He made a really big deal out of a kiss, and really let that guilt overcome him.
Exactly. I agree with that. And also, I think it was just the past situation that Johnny had with Allie and Chanel that also really essentially played a part in the insecurity. Granted, he needed some emotional intelligence and being able to talk to her about it. But then again, where is the soap? If you're
Exactly. At some point it's like, you gotta just you gotta let the drama suck you in. So
Exactly.
That's so true. Do you have a question, Ashley?
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah, go
course
ahead.
I have a question. So, Johnny has a lot of family that he is a part of. It's the Brady, the DiMera, it's a whole big bunch with the family ties. But we only really see him get to interact with EJ and when Allie was there with Allie,
Mhm.
when she was on the canvas. So, is there any particular character that you would like to see him interact with more that we don't necessarily get to see him with?
Um, yeah, look, like you said, he's involved with so many. He's got cousins all over town,
All over.
cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents. So yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to again, like you said, I love whenever Allie comes in. We shoot a few episodes in a week or two, and it's always really fun to work with her. So it's all I'd love to do more of that. Um, I do kind of enjoy how they sort of are kind of starting to explore his relationship with Roman a little more.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like I used to work with Deirdre a lot, Deirdre Hall,
Yes. Yes. I
when I first came on.
I have to say too, your scene that you had with her recently when they were talking about the procedure that Chanel was going through, I thought it was amazing too, by the
Mm,
way.
thank you, thank you. Yeah. So I love obviously love working with her, and I miss dearly working with Drake. That was
Mm,
always a fun time,
definitely.
Well, my
yeah.
next question is,
Huh?
can you tease, I don't know if you can say, but are they going to get their own place? Because look, I'm tired of them with their parents.
Johnny and Chanel.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I can't remember where we are in the story. I know we just kind of had the EJ confrontation.
Mhm.
I would say it would be logical and rational if Johnny and Chanel were to move out soon and get their own place.
It
That's
would
what I
be.
would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you grow up watching soaps?
I grew up not watching them daily, but
Yeah.
my mom was a Days watcher and a Young and the Restless watcher.
Okay.
Shout out to
So,
mom.
yeah,
Right?
shout out Rochelle.
Hey, Rochelle.
Hey, so whenever I always associate, it was funny because I always associated soap operas with being sick because whenever I would stay home from school,
Yep.
my mom
Yeah.
would have to stay home with me. She couldn't go because I was, when you're a young child, you have to have supervision.
Mhm.
Um, and so my mom would, take off work and she would be home with me or work from home. And yeah, the soaps would always be on. And like Wheel of Fortune and,
Yeah.
all the daytime all the daytime shows. Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
The price is right. You
Price is
name
Right. That's what I was.
it.
Right. Is Johnny gonna get a job soon?
He doesn't need a job. He's a billionaire.
I
He's got
Okay.
mean,
a
but
trust
he's got
fund.
to do something to pass his time.
Yeah, no. What? Yeah, he should get a job. I know he was really trying to do the director thing, and it just the universe was not wanting that to happen. I don't think.
No,
Which is
y'all
good
might be
because
shading us.
I don't really want Johnny to move to LA. I like Johnny in Salem.
We do
Oh
too.
So
yeah, we love Johnny and Salem. Yes, yeah, but that
uh,
body and soul was kind of
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. But yeah, he should get a job, and he's gonna start looking for a job. I think with this whole new storyline, I think Johnny's really going to try and with this current storyline, Johnny. I think it's going to be important for Johnny to establish some independence from his family
Mhm.
Yeah,
because you can't really say I hate you. I want nothing to do with you. Never speak to me again. I don't want you around my wife. I don't want to, I don't even want to think about, but then be like, also, can I have $20? You know?
Yeah. Doesn't
So
correlate.
you got to establish some sort of independence. So I think he's on the hunt for a job.
yeah, you can't really say that and show up at DiMera Enterprises like, hey,
Hey, so I know what I said and I still mean it, but
It's,
I am broke. I
right.
am broke.
yeah,
Yeah.
I hate you, but like,
Yeah.
it
Hey,
doesn't
Yeah.
I
really
need
work.
that. I need that family money. Go ahead, Ashley.
So yes, another question is like Johnny just always just appears so sweet, rational, sometimes does make mistakes. I mean, he is a
Mhm.
DiMera, but do you think that we'll ever get to see a darker side of Johnny or a Johnny that is more so really conflicted?
Again, I think this storyline is going to bring a lot of that out. Um, he has a deep hatred for his father right now, and a deep just conflict. You hit the word, you nailed it. Confliction. Knowing how he was conceived. It's that'll warp your whole sense of self.
Hmm.
Um, and so yes, and I don't want to give away too much, but Johnny and Chanel, they have their life together, and they uh, they are going to come to some. I'm just trying not to give it away. Johnny
Oh,
has some huge reservations for some big decisions that
Oh,
that he and Chanel have to make here in the next coming months on the show.
oh, wow.
mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
for that tease.
Yeah.
it's about adopting that baby because I mean I would kind of be a little bit nervous about that baby being around Damaris too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the big the I don't think Sophia's mom is so hot on that either.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't know, bunch of crazy
Mrs.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mrs. Joy was not having
no,
it.
she's a she's a tough nut to crack. That Mrs. Choi.
That she is. That
She's
she
doing a
is.
little too much, though. She is doing a little too much. I'm like,
Mm.
legally, I don't think you can really say it's not your baby.
No, but I mean, imagine
Yeah.
being 17. You're gonna listen. You're still gonna
Yeah.
defer to your parents. Hopefully,
For
You gonna
some guidance.
you gonna sing on the show again soon?
I would love to.
Yeah.
if they give me the chance, I will absolutely do it. That's one of my I love one of the joys in my life is that I get to marry the two things that I love the most, music and acting. I'm so thankful for that. And so anytime I get a chance to do both at the same time, that's pretty cool. So hopefully I am able to, sing a song or two on the show in the future.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I just keep hitting the road with the day players, and that kind
Yes.
of scratches my musical itch about once a month. We're heading to Oklahoma City at the end of April, April 26th, I think, and then we're going to be in Addison, Texas, the following day, the 27th.
I know I missed you guys when you were here in New Brunswick at Stress
We'll be back.
Factory.
We'll be
Yeah.
back,
I'm from New
definitely.
Brunswick. I live 10 minutes from the Stress Factory. So next
Oh man, you definitely gotta come. You definitely gotta come next time.
I know. I was like, oh, they're there. Oh man, I can't make it. But yeah,
That
next year.
shows that show is I mean that show always sells out fast too.
Mm.
We have some good fans up in New Jersey, up in the
Yeah,
Northeast.
Stress
Yeah.
Factory always sells out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you love Jersey, right? What do you love most?
What do I love most about Jersey? Honestly, I think New Brunswick, that area where Stress Factory is, that whole
Mhm.
that's a really charming area
It's
to just kind of
downtown,
hang
yeah.
around. Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of bars and restaurants, and those are like two of my favorite things.
Right.
I like bars and restaurants.
You gotta try Delta's, which is like a block or two from Stress Factory. It's soul food place. The next time you
Okay,
come
cool.
there.
Well, we'll check it out. We tried there was some bagel spot. I can't remember what it was, but man, it was so good. We went for breakfast.
Yep. That's that
You
Jersey
guys, you
diner
guys,
food.
yeah, you Jerseys, you guys know how
Oh,
to make
Jersey girls are here.
We're Jersey girls. Yeah.
how to make a bagel or two.
We do. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, so I was also just wondering, is there like a quick story too of how the Day Players was formed?
Yeah, I'll try and make it a quick story. So are you guys familiar with Port Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a GH band back in the day, which Brandon Barash was a member of.
Hmm.
And I guess this was before my time. But I guess when that happened, Eric Martzoff went to Wally on Days and said, "Hey, we should. They're doing a GH band. We should make a Days band." And Wally, uh, I think, was just kind of not feeling it. He was like, no, it's gonna be a lot of work. We're gonna be traveling. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Fast forward 10 or 15 years, and COVID hits. Everything shuts down. No one's doing anything. There is no human connection anywhere. It's we're all kind of in our little bubbles, and then we came out of that, and I was doing a fan event in Nashville, and Wally happened to be at the same event, and it was a musical event. So I think it was me, Scott Reeves, Wally Kurth, Cassie DePaiva, and that might have been it. And if it's not, I'm sorry if I left anyone out. But Wally was singing and I was singing, and I guess that kind of gave him the idea of, hey, okay, now I maybe like a little, I would like to be out in the world now that I've been trapped in my house for, a year.
Yeah.
And so Wally called Eric. Eric said, hell yes, let's do this. They called Brandon. Brandon said, I'm in. I got a call from Wally. I'd met Wally Kurth like a week before, one time, never really spoken to him prior or after. And I was on my honeymoon in Belize, and I had just gotten finished walking through a Mayan ruin, and I was sitting at a small Belizean, uh, like burrito hut, having a burrito, and I have my phone. I'm like, first of all, how is my phone? How do I even have service here? But Wally's calling. I said, Wally Kurth. This has to be. I mean, this is not just to say hello. He's got to be needing something because I don't really know him that well. So I answered, And he was like, "Hey, you want to start a band? I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna get out there and he kind of he was really excited about it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be in a band with you guys. Thanks for asking me. And so we got together, had lunch, did it, decided to go through with it, rehearsed for like 6 months at Brandon's house, and then got a hold of Linda at Coastal Entertainment, and she started booking shows for us.
Yeah.
And that
Wow.
Nice.
was not that short, but it was as short as I could make it.
Yeah, we know
Listen,
Linda. We know Linda well. Shout out to Linda.
hey,
Shout
listen, we
out
take
Linda.
it. We like to have the knowledge. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, before my time. I'm like, did he just call us old?
No, no, no. It was before my time on days. It was
I know,
before
I
I
know.
was on days.
I
Yeah.
know. Just
she
joking.
always got jokes. She always got
Yeah.
jokes. Don't mind her.
Yeah. Although I think they were in their heyday in like 2007, so I would have been in
Okay.
seventh grade
Come on now.
when they were going out.
Whew.
Wow.
I was enjoying college life.
College life.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
Doosh.
Jeez. Okay, Carson.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I like to make the guys feel old sometimes.
Succeeded.
Right? I'm like, Lord, 2007.
No, not you guys, not
I
you guys.
know.
Just those guys.
Um,
Okay.
just so you know too, we are like avid fans of Johnny and Chanel. We call them Janelle. Like we
Yep.
absolutely love them. How is it working with Raven as well?
Fantastic. I I I'm so happy that the fans that you guys and other folks who watch the show are fans of Johnny and Chanel. She's just we have really good chemistry. She's become a good friend of mine. She's become a good friend of my wife's. She's
Mhm.
always bringing, she's a really good cook, so she's always bringing things to work that she's cooked and giving me, and I'll bring it home and we'll eat it, and she's watched my daughter a couple of times, and
Oh,
she's a great great friend. She and my wife are in a book club together, actually.
Yeah.
And we just have a lot of fun, and we have good chemistry, and we trust each other, and it's just easy to work together. So, and I think maybe that's what comes across on screen, and maybe that's why it works and people like it because it's just so seamless and easy, and it's really great working with her. I hope that continues to be the case because it makes my job easy when I'm working with a great actress. So,
us
Well,
too.
yeah, we hope so too, because we know how the soap world can be. So
oh
Look,
yeah, yeah,
when Joy came into the mix, we were
yeah,
like,
look, I
yeah.
wanted to kill her so bad. I was like, just die. Damn.
You know, as far for being on a soap, Johnny hasn't like had that many girlfriends. As
Mm-mm.
far as a guy on a soap goes, it's been pretty steady with Chanel. There was Joy, there was Wendy, and
Wendy.
like a super super brief stint with Ava, kind of way
Yeah.
back. And that's really it, I think.
Yeah, no, it's been Chanel who's been, getting the cat called all the time. So Johnny
Mhm,
needs to
yeah,
watch out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know.
they
Yeah,
always after her.
Hmm.
yeah.
So, okay, my final question would be, what do you want for Johnny and Chanel, like ultimately? Do you want them to get the baby? What? More drama?
Uh, yeah. Look, I'm pretty open. Like as long as it's a good story, like I don't care what the story is. So if we get the baby, that's great. If we don't, that's great too. Ultimately, it's up to the writers, and I'm just here for the ride and to have as much fun and do as good a work as I can while I'm here.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
want them to have the the baby.
Well, okay. All right.
I know it's the writers, but I'll be in your DMs like, Carson, man, I told you.
Yeah, yeah,
I need you to go ahead and tell
I need
them.
you to fix
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think if you go and tell the writers what you think your story should be on a Tuesday, your last day is probably going to be Wednesday.
True.
True.
Um,
True. You don't want that.
I think it's important to let everyone stay in their lanes and do their thing. So, like I
Right.
said, I'm here. You write what you want, and I will say those words, and I will do my best, and I will have a fun time.
True. Actually, you have a final question?
Yes, just my final question. I know you gave us he's gonna have like a resolution. Is there another word, just one word, that you can give us for what you feel is upcoming for Johnny Chanel?
Hmm. I mean, not to just beat a dead horse, but confliction. What I know we've used that word a couple times. Confliction. If I had to throw in an alternate or two, I would say, um, yeah. I mean, confliction just is kind of. There's a lot of that.
Ugh.
It's
Sorry. Yeah.
no, we'll
It's
take it.
joy, pleasure.
Yeah.
Probably,
Not a ton of joy and pleasure coming up, I wouldn't say.
Ugh.
it wouldn't be soaps without some
Wouldn't be
pain.
snopes
Yeah.
without this. I know
Yeah.
they love to hurt us.
I like the painful, ones because it's like that's where you really kind of get to kind of see what you're made of, as an actor.
Get to the nitty gritty.
Mhm.
Well, we just have to say, like, thank you so much for joining us and coming on a Saturday at that. We really
My
do appreciate
no,
it.
thank you guys. My pleasure.
Yeah, and keep
It-
it going, man, because the representation that you have being in an interracial relationship is really important, especially in
Yeah,
soaps. So we
yeah.
really appreciate you.
yes. So,
Again, my pleasure.
so Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us on the Soapwire podcast. Everyone, be sure to check out Days of Our Lives on Peacock streaming. For me, I get up at 6 a.m. to watch it, but so it uploads
Oof.
at 6 a.m. So
I'm a little bit later. I gotta wipe the crust out my eyes.
Hey,
I'm like 8 o'clock. Oh, I gotta watch Days.
yeah, yeah. Eight feels a little more appropriate, Ashley. Hey, you know what? Good for you. You're a go-getter.
He's
I'm an early
dedicated.
riser. Yeah, I'm up at
Yeah,
5 a.m. So why
yeah.
not?
Oh, that's terrible.
Be sure to check out Days of Our Lives. Thank you so much, Carson, for
Thank you,
joining us.
Carson.
Thank
We
you guys. We'll
appreciate it.
see you.
All right.